live look over Ford Field here on this Monday morning. The Lions are looking for a bounce back after a sloppy loss in Philly against the Eagles in primetime. The Lions struggled to convert on 3rd and 4th down, putting up only 9 points against the defending Super Bowl champs. In the final moments, the Lions had an opportunity to stop the Eagles and get the ball back for a chance for a tie. Even so, they look sloppy, especially with that offense. And here's what Dan Campbell had to say about that game.
And then offensively, 3 of 13 on 3rd down and 0 of 5 on 4th down. We could not convert, and when you can't convert, that makes it very difficult. Felt like we were going to get a rhythm after that second quarter. We started, we hit those explosives, went down, J-Mo scores, touchdown, and it felt like, all right, here we go. But just couldn't ever really get in a rhythm offensively. There's some calls I wish I could have gotten back. I didn't help those guys, and I hate that. I didn't help them. So.
Our executive producer of Click On Detroit and co-host of Detroit Sports Plus, Derek Hutchinson, with us now. Have you noticed that whenever there's a loss like that, Campbell is always just constantly rubbing the bridge of his nose? And
yeah, and he's always taking the blame, like always trying to take it off his guys and put it on himself, even when, Dan Campbell, not his best game, but I don't think most people are waking up and thinking that Dan Campbell is the main reason that the Lions lost.
Okay, so who is the main reason then?
To me, it's clear as day. It's the offensive line. I mean, this group is completely crippling the offense. Everything they want to do, they can't run the ball, which has been a staple for this team for years. They can't protect Jared Goff, and everybody knew when the Lions signed Jared Goff to a $50 million a year contract, he's the kind of guy that you have to put pieces around him. He's not mobile. He's not good under pressure. So the offensive line had to stay elite, and the Lions have let that slip in the last few years, and now we're really seeing the danger of that.
We also have been kind of digging our own hole in terms of penalties.
Yeah.
Right? So Rock Ya-Sin had a major one that did cost us the game.
Yeah.
Right? The one I want to talk more about, though, was J-Mo.
Yeah.
Jumping on the goalpost, right? And it's what's more frustrating about it is that this isn't the first time he's done it.
Right. Yes. And Jameson Williams, he's had all of these small issues, big issues, right, that have gone on. But then the Lions decided to make him a very highly paid, long-term part of their future this offseason.
This is no longer just a kid making his mistakes.
Exactly. He's had all of these opportunities to, and look, I mean, it was a 15-yard penalty on an extra point. It's not like he's out there like with some of his bigger mistakes.
But then
still,
the next play, he dropped the ball.
Yes, and at some point, you're just like, when are you going to get it, right? Like, the Lions have invested in this player long term. They've told him, we think you're a part of this future. We're paying you a lot of money. And on the field, he's been pretty good. But these little mistakes that are costing the team need to stop. There's no doubt. I mean, there's just no – they're unforced errors, and the Lions aren't good enough this year to overcome those unforced errors.
We talked about TD Selly's 2 weeks ago, right after the loss then, and understandably, sometimes the touchdown celebrations can be fun, and you can have a great dance, whatever it is. But when you know that there's a standing NFL rule against using anything on the field in that celebration, you should just walk back and say, this one's not worth it. Or just do something different.
Yeah.
Moonwalk backwards and just have a good day.
I was wondering how you were going to describe his celebration there, but yeah, I mean, it's like pretty clear, right? You can't do certain things, and the Lions, celebrations are part of NFL culture now, right? Like, you see it on social media. The players love it. They love to organize them, and Dan Campbell knows how to run a locker room. He knows that he has to let his guys have fun.
Right.
But like you said, there's a very obvious line. Like, the minute I saw that, I knew the flag was coming, didn't you?
Yes.
Like, I don't think any of us were surprised that J-Mo couldn't do that with the goalpost.
Right.
So, like, yeah, it's just a boneheaded move.
The bigger conversation here is that the Lions look good against teams that aren't going to put up much of a fight. Mm-hmm. When we have these big games, Super Bowl defending champs, going against Kansas City, we don't look that great.
No, they've been beating up on basically lifeless teams. I mean, last week, the corpse of the Commanders. I mean, the Lions really got right against a really terrible, ailing team, right? But like you said, I mean, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Packers, even the Vikings, not a great team, but a good defense. Those defenses have had their way with the Lions in the trenches. Right. And that goes completely against the identity that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have built over the last 3+ years here. And that's why I think long-term this is so concerning, because it's week 10. There's no help coming for this offensive line. You basically are who you are at this point. There's no trade deadline. There's no free agency.
Not only that, but you are who you are, and everybody else knows who you
Exactly,
are.
yep.
You know, fourth down conversions used to be a thing that, oh, really, are they going to? Now everyone knows we're going for it.
Yeah,
and they plan for it.
And part of the reason the Lions were so good on fourth down is because on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, they could reliably run the football. Now that's not the case. Right. Teams know that they can stuff the run because that offensive line, especially the interior, is not as strong. So now you're suddenly forcing Jared Goff to make throws on fourth down, which is a much lower percentage play, right, especially when there's going to be pressure. So it really is just a snowball effect that starts with sort of neglecting the offensive line a little bit over the last couple of years and putting yourself in a position where a Ragnow retirement, a Zeitler departure, was enough to really kill your entire offensive identity.
Right. All right. So looking forward, obviously, Giants probably not going to be much of a game, right?
Probably not.
Shouldn't be.
Right.
Shouldn't be.
Probably not.
But then we play the Packers again.
Yeah, and that's on Thanksgiving. You know, it's a huge stage.
Big game.
It's more than just the Thanksgiving game at this point. It's almost the Lions' last chance to make sure that they're in this division race because. Now, I don't know that any of us think the Bears are, you know, a 7-3 caliber team, but the Packers and Bears are both showing that they're here to stay. This is going to be a race to the finish line. And if the Lions go 0-2 against the Packers, suddenly they're a couple games back. That division title's probably not happening.
Yeah. Suddenly Stephen A. Smith isn't picking us anymore.
Yeah. Darn.
All right, Derek, thanks so much, man. We appreciate you. Speaking of Thanksgiving, as the Lions shake off that loss to the Eagles, we got some exciting news about the Thanksgiving showdown with Green Bay. Jack White is going to be playing Ford Field on the Thanksgiving Day game. The Lions dropped that surprise announcement on next Sunday afternoon. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer will headline the holiday halftime show. This performance actually kicks off a new era for Lions entertainment with Eminem and his manager Paul Rosenberg taking the reins as executive producers of the Thanksgiving halftime shows through 2027.